Okay, so the next thing we're going to do now is look at how we set up our master page template. I'm just going to do this very, very basically. You can spend quite a bit of time on being creative here. I'm just going to show you the basics and how it works. So at the moment, I've got one page in my website called Home. And if you look down here, I'm on my master page, which is where I want to be. So the first thing we've got to do now is bring in things on this page that we want on every single page. So you're going to use Adobe Illustrator to create yourself your graphics for your website. This program itself, Serif Web Plus, is no good for creating graphics. It's not its job, and it's not very powerful with things like that. So you've got Adobe Illustrator. So Adobe Illustrator, I've already done a very, very basic one here just to show you 3 different layers with some text effects, a picture from the internet, and a background color. So all I'm going to do is take that image and put it into my work. Okay, so I've done that there. Now I've done that based around some settings on here. So this is my web page, and if you look, it's quite square. Because this was made a few years ago, the website size itself is probably a little bit off. So without anything on here, if I go up here to page properties, now if that's not on there, if you've got something like this on your web page, you notice it goes away. This taskbar changes depending on what you've got selected here. So if for some reason it's not there, that's probably the reason. So we've got page properties, click on that, and if I go here to master page, like it says page width, and it's 960 pixels wide and 1000 pixels high. The height doesn't matter so much, we can adjust that really easily, but we want to get the width right first time. So standard website width now, or website graphics width now, is 1366 pixels. You don't have to remember that, you just got to copy from the video. And you don't have to stick to that size if you don't want to. If you've got a different size that you prefer, then you can go for it. You're not going to be penalised. But that is a standard size, and that's the one that I'll be doing in my lessons. So 1366 pixels. You're going to type in the pics, it will do that for you. Click OK. And my website is now a little bit wider, so I'm just going to adjust it to get it in the middle. So that's looking more like a traditional website in terms of the shape of the page that we see. It's wider than it is tall. So now we know that it's 1366 pixels wide. We can use that later on, well next really, when we start to add graphics in. So if I go to Illustrator, in this document here, I set this up to be 1366 pixels wide. So this is exactly the same width as my web page here. Okay, so to put things into your website, it's dead easy. This is the menu you'll probably use more than anything else, and it's the insert menu. If I click in there, there's lots and lots of things you can insert. Feel free to play through with these and see what you can find. Very common one is insert picture from file. So we tend to use this with pictures and graphics that we've made ourselves. So I do that from file. It brings up my file browser. Now I've saved everything I need onto my desktop. So there it is, practice banner. There it gives me a little preview. Click open. Now the temptation is to draw a box with that mouse. And you can, but it won't draw it the right size. If you just simply click the button, it will import the picture at the actual size, which is why we set it up that way in Illustrator to start with. For Illustrator, there's going to be a separate set of videos to show you how to use some of the tools in Illustrator to create things. So don't worry about learning Illustrator here, that'll be in a separate set of videos for you. If I just click the mouse, there we go, and I can drag it around. Now Serif's fairly smart, it will snap it to the edges of my page to help me line it up. So I want that right at the top. Okay, it's not a great banner, it's not even a good banner, but there it is at the top of my page. So to show you what I mean now by this master template working, on my master page I can move this around wherever I like. If I go back over here to my pages panel, there's a plus symbol there. If I click this plus symbol, it means to add a new page. So my new page is called page 2. I don't really want it to be called page 2. I want that to be the page for my animation to go on. So I'm going to call that animation. And I click OK. And if you look, there's now another page appeared there called animation. We've got a slight problem here. Okay, come to that now. And the same on my home page. So what I've got to do on each of these pages, this is a little annoying. Go into background, sorry, appearance, and set that to the same size, 1366. Click OK, and it should jump to the right size. I've got to do the same on animation. If you were doing a big website, this would be a problem. But because we're only doing quite a small 3-page website, it's not that difficult. So we do that, and we now know all our pages are the same size. My banner is there. I can see the eyeball on animation, so I know I'm on the animation page, and I cannot edit that banner at all. It's fixed. It's as if it's part of the backdrop, which is great. Same on my home page. You've got to double click to go between these, by the way. That is fixed into place. I'll add one more page because we need 3, and my third page is going to be for my files. And the examiner is going to want to see your analysis log, your assets log, all those diaries and different bits of paperwork you've been filling in, or should have, with your screenshots. They're all going to be linked here. So we click OK. Again, third page, really annoying. Page properties, into appearance, I'll get it right this time. 1366. Click OK, and I've got 3 pages. So now I need to put something on these just to tell them apart. You can take your time with this. I'm very quickly just going to do this. So that's my home page. I can make that a bit bigger. I'm not going to mess with fonts and colours and things. I'm just going to put that there. I'm going to go, actually I'll copy that. I'll go to my files page. I'll paste it in. Really annoying, just jump down to the bottom, put that there. Reword this to be files, animation, and this will help with the next bit. So I can now tell each web page apart, and I've got a consistent appearance to all 3 of my pages. Not a very good one, but at least I can tell them apart for now. Okay, if I jump back to my master page, I'll just show you a couple of other things we can do. So it's often common on websites that we have a footer sort of across this section here to divide the bottom off. You don't have to have this, but it's just an example of what we can do with the software. So if I just choose a rectangle, I'm just going to use it like a line and draw myself a little separator across the bottom. I'm going to fill that in similar dark colour blue there, and then I'm going to put a picture in as if I want people to be able to email me. So I'll go insert picture. I've already prepped this picture from file. So I've got an email icon, click open, put it in. That's enormous. It will do that sometimes. Notice I didn't draw the box, so I get the nice accurate square picture, not a squashed. You know, we don't want a rectangular picture when it's supposed to be square. I'm going to make that quite small, and I'm going to get a little text box next to it, and I'm just going to write in there contact me, and put the email on the other side of that. There, you can see the little lines popping up to help me line things up, and that will be that for now. But if I go to my 3 pages, my home page, my files, my animation, all of those things are on every page. Get this green outline. You'll have outlines around different things, but they won't show up in the file browser. They're just there to help you move things around and line things up in the software. Okay, so I've got a very